What's up everybody? Today I have the top 5 beginner friendly mods to do to your car. Let's get into it. Number 1, intakes. There's a lot that gets said when you do an intake. Some people say, oh, they bring in too much hot air. And some say, no, they're the best thing ever. They added 30 horsepower to my engine. To be honest, both of these can be true. Your basic intakes like your K&N, AEM, Volan, just naming a few, they all do different things for how they're designed. If we take the K&N that's on my Camry for say, it's really great in cold weather, but absolutely sucks in the summer. It provides a lot of air to the engine and gives me a nice whistle, also with a louder engine roar. But it has its drawbacks. As I stated, it's better in the cold and worse in summer. That is because it's an open design. There's no box like your original OEM intakes usually come in. Instead, mine is open from the ground up and will draw in a lot of hot air that the engine is putting off. That being said, these open designs will be worse than finding a brand with a traditional closed design. Sometimes you're better off with your OEM intake, but if you desire for the engine to get more air into it and maybe change up the tone, then I do recommend it. And on a difficulty scaling out of 10, I would put this at a 2. If you have basic knowledge of tools, it's super easy to do. Anybody can do it. Number 2, muffler delete. This one is controversial, but if you have an inexpensive car, keyword inexpensive, and you want to make some sound for cheap, but you'll eventually get a full exhaust done. You have to get a full exhaust done. That is what I'm saying. Go with a muffler delete. You can easily take your car to a muffler shop and have them do it for a reasonable sub $200. I did this with my car and I definitely recommend it. You'll get used to having a louder car. You'll learn what drone is, and it releases some back pressure. So you could get some HP gain out of it. I'm not saying you will, but there's a chance. For my car, I didn't get any HP gain until I did a full system. Now it doesn't take that long, it's inexpensive, and it gets you in the mindset of having a louder car. I suggest keeping your cats, your resonators, and just don't straight pipe it, because you will regret that in the long term. You may not, that may be your thing, but I believe start with the mufflers and then go to a full exhaust system. Difficulty scaling, if you have welding knowledge, I would say like a 3. It's not that hard to do. You chop off the mufflers, weld on some pipe, put on some tips, or just bend the pipe down, and it's easy. If you don't have welding knowledge, I definitely say take it to a muffler shop. Number 3, it's going to be aero. Aero doesn't mean it has to be these crazy spoilers that are 10 feet tall, or your AutoZone special on aero packages as we see on these Civics on the daily. Find a nice cheap spoiler on eBay or Amazon, maybe even a splitter, a diffuser. Just spice something up from being regular traffic. You don't need to go insane, just do the simple things that work. Most of these eBay/Amazon pieces are usually just some 3M tape, and they'll last for about 2 years before they start to, decolor and fade away. I mean, that's the case with my spoiler. I'm actively looking for a new one to replace it because I got a cheap eBay one that was $100. It lasted me 2 years. It looked just fine for 2 years, and now it has all that sun damage on it. Gonna take the tape off. It comes off nice and easy. Put a new one on. Now, difficulty scaling for aero, I would say it's about a 3 or a 4. Nothing really hard to do. With my car, I had to take off the original spoiler, put the new spoiler on, and as soon as I get a splitter, a front splitter, it's not that hard either. I just take a few bolts out from the bumper and the plate that's holding on underneath, put the splitter up, put those bolts back in, and I got a splitter on. So these really aren't that hard, so I would say a 3 or a 4 out of 10. Number 4, lighting. Underglow is cool. Rainbow underglow is gross and illegal. Retrofitted lights are awesome. But every part of my headlight needing to be RGB in a different color screams I like Mario Kart Rainbow Road a little too much. Floor lighting is cool. My entire truck lighting up every piece of concrete in a 10-mile radius is a little overkill. Lighting can be done in many ways. I don't hate on lighting too much, as in my eyes, everyone has their own taste when it comes to specialty lights. I mean, I had underglow for a year, but I accidentally ripped it off while dragging my bumper at 70 miles an hour. But I would really like it again. But hey, I'm not made of money. I can't just throw it on. I wish I was. There's so much you can do, from headlights, underneath, interior. Just find what you like and do it. No difficulty scale for this one because there's so many different options. But I mean, literally you can do anything. You can do underglow, you can do headlights, tail lights, those little side indicators, you can make those have lights. You can do lights underneath the seats, light on the dash. You can do lights pretty much anywhere. They're usually inexpensive unless you do something like underglow. If you take it to a shop, it's quite expensive. It costed me $600, but other than that, lighting is a perfect way to go. Number 5, wheels. For our last and final segment, we're covering wheels. Most new cars these days come with fantastic wheels. Just look at the new Mustang, the new Corvette, and honestly, some of the new Hyundais really have nice wheels. But some cars are too plain and too boring. To make a car that already has good looks look even better, find you some awesome wheels to add to it. Wheels define a car more than you think, and finding the best pair may cost you a pretty penny. It may actually be the most expensive thing on this list, but I promise you, you won't regret it at all. Hey everybody, I just want to say a special thanks to watching my first ever video. I hope to continue making more of these and bringing IRL car content into it. This is just something fun for me to do, as I love cars. I've been around cars all my life, and I just want to appreciate every single one of you. So hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, help me get into the algorithm, and much is appreciated. Thank you everybody, and have a great rest of your day.